Well, apparently we're all gonna die. Well, as you saw, it's hotter than crap out there. So, my air conditioning has been acting on the fritz on both cars. That car's been acting a little funny, like it's low. This car's been acting like it's a little funny, but it also may have a pulley bearing going out. So, let's get started on the white car. We'll test the Freon and see what it is, and then we'll head over to the black one and white one. That could be real simple, or it could be bad, but we've already got some parts, so we're probably going to just throw them at them. So what I got here is a thing of the big chill. You have to unscrew this and take this off before you start. Make sure you read all the instructions before you start. I've gone over this in another video, so let's get the car started up. Let's get this thing done up the way it's supposed to be, and let's check this out. So when you get one of these, you just unscrew the lid like this, and you have to take this part off. It's a protectant, keeps this from getting punctured. Then you screw it together. So all right, we're supposed to shake this. All right, let's get the car started. Make sure you put it on high, and then as per the instructions, hook it up to the low side. I don't know if you can see that, but it appears the clutch isn't wanting to engage. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it stopped. But when it goes, the needle here drops back down. See if we can get this thing to go. That was just Freon. Turns out it needs a whole compressor. I have a compressor. Here's the problem. The compressor's for the other car. So let me show you what's going on with the other car now. So we got the black and white going. I'll show you what the deal with this is. The compressor is working just fine, but every now and then the bearing acts like it's wanting to lock up, and it acts really kind of weird. So while we're at it, we'll go ahead and test the Freon level in this also. Well, apparently the cars have changed personalities, because now that one's working fine and the other one's acting all goofy. So I think it'll take some more research. So yeah, I'll figure it out. Yeah, this one's blowing real cold. Let's go check the other one. Oh yeah, this is really nice. It's gonna act all nice and good till I pull it out of the driveway. But should have brought the parts into the car, because it's nicer in here than it is in my house. Well, let's go get the parts. Part of the problem I'm having right now is there's just an absolute shortage of parts. So let me show you what I had to do. I had to buy a whole new compressor, which I'm not going to take out of the plastic. I needed the clutch and the bearing, but there wasn't any of them. There was only one of these I could get, and truthfully, take the core out of it, it was only about $30 more than buying the other two parts. They found a clutch in Fort Lauderdale that they would ship in like 5 days, and then the bearings was a manufacturer part, and they had no idea. There was just no completion date for that. They said they could not. It could be next week. It could be 7 months from now. So that's this right now. This is the only way I could do it. It was just get a whole compressor, and I'm hesitant to throw a whole new compressor on either one until I know what's wrong. If the white one needs a whole new compressor, we'll throw this on, and we'll have to cannibalize that for parts for the black and white one. It's idiotic, but either that's the way you make your cars run right now, or they just sit. And I'm not interested in having my cars sit. So apparently both cars have conspired to spite me. That's alright. I will figure out what's going on and we'll get it straightened up. They both seem to be working now. I mean, I'm in the black and white one, and we're just booking it, so. Well, not really booking it, but hey, we're doing 60 something. I am gonna have to tackle that check engine light, but as soon as it cools off, we're going to dive a little deeper in, take some belts off and whatnot. We're supposed to get a break in the heat tomorrow, so hopefully it cools off enough to where I can actually work outside. It's really hot. So the heat finally broke last night. We checked this one and checked the other one. The other one was just low on Freon, but this one, it's got something interesting. Sit there and open the hood, and let me reach down here and turn that. You can kind of hear a little something going on in there. The clutch is absolutely not wanting to engage at all, and it's not turning as freely as it should, so I need to pop the clutch off and the bearings, and then we'll go from there and test the shaft. If the shaft is loose, we'll be replacing the whole thing. So let me show you the replacement part. So what we're doing is we're going to take the clutch off and check that, and then once we get the clutch off, we'll check the bearings behind it and see that. There's not a whole lot of room in there for me to show you taking it apart under the hood, so let me pop that clutch off real quick, and then I gotta take the belt off, and then that'll tell us something, and then we'll pop the clutch off and then just go from there. If it turns out the shaft is bad and all that, we won't even bother taking that apart. We'll just go ahead and replace the whole thing. Boy, I need a haircut. We'll just go replace the whole thing. So let's get that let's get the belt off and all that off and see what we're dealing with. Okay, so it's an hour later. Let's show you what happened. The old compressor's on the ground. It appears to be the original one, but when we went to take the clutch off, the bolt broke right off in the middle. So regardless, it was going to have to come off anyways, so I just said, what the heck, might as well replace it. So let's go get the replacement one and get it ready to go in. The new kit comes with O-rings and studs and spacers for the new compressor. But I'm thinking I'm going to have to go to the auto parts store. It says I need to get some compressor oil, so it's not pre-charged, so I need to go to the store, I guess. Let's get this wrapped up and I'll head there. I initially had a whole different idea. I didn't video any of the removal of the... It was just a mess. But hopefully I'll remedy that when we get back. I gotta put all the new gaskets and fittings and whatnot on. But now we're on our way to the auto parts store. We gotta find some oil, like I said. But it's kind of weird being under the car. There's not a whole lot to see. It's really tight. So when I get back, I'll show you how to get it back in, but you got to do an S-curve and around a corner to get it out. I imagine it's going to be that way back in. It's a lot tighter under there than I thought it would be. So let's get to the auto parts store, get my stuff, and get back to the house. On a bright note, the AC in the white car is working great, despite the fact the cluster just died for real this time. So I don't know what's going on there. Everything died but the airbag light. That's the way it goes. So let's get back to the house and I'll show you what I had to get. So now I'm home. Let me show you what I got. I got some carbon choke cleaner just to clean around there, but what we really needed was an oil charge. It calls for it because it's a brand new. Got some more Freon. I got a thing for the charge, and I got some more Freon over there. Now I put the compressors side by side, so let me show you what I got to do. We got the compressors side by side, and we have to make this one look like that one. So we got to put a stud in, which I've got a stud, and also we've got these because this centers itself on these two, so I got to put those in there on this side. And then of course I've got all new O-rings and gaskets. Getting it in is going to be a completely different story, because you've got to go through here, across, and up around those fittings there, if you can see that. Yep. And that takes both hands and a lot of patience. So I've got all the bolts and everything, and now I just need to get the compressor put together, get it slid in, and once I get the bolts started, it should go real quick. These right here, they just slide right in. Just tap it with a hammer. You don't have to beat it, and it will bottom itself out. So that's good. Now we got to put the stud in. Of all the weird things on this car, this stud here is a 7/32. So you just screw that in. It would figure that everything on this thing has been metric till I got to that stud. Okay, so we button up the bottom. What takes so long under here, you have to bring it in from right here backwards and around the corner. Once you get it in, you have to get all of these studs in first, because they're all long, so you got to get them just dangling in there, and then you start one, of course. But what really takes is, just getting these in. If you get the right tools and don't use an open-end wrench like I did, it'll be fine. But then, just little things like this, you got to get these are for the power steering and whatnot. So we've got better not do that. We've got the wiring all where it's supposed to be and all that. So now we can drop the car. And boy, I look fat. We can drop the car and start on the top side, and this should go really quick. So now I have to replace these O-rings and this fitting here on both of them. Where'd the other one go? It's over here somewhere. Oh, yeah, right here. And replace those and get them all screwed down and screwed in. And once I get that in, I can fire up put the belt on, fire up the car, and start charging the system. Okay, so we've got everything done. Let me show you. Make sure you do a once over real quick. Make sure the belt's in all its grooves where it's supposed to be. This one's riding a little far over more than I like. I'll have to fix that, but seems to be everywhere it needs to be. Got everything plugged back in. Everything's bolted up. Doesn't seem to be any spare parts laying around, so we'll go and get this thing fired up, and we will fill it up with the oil and then the Freon. Well, we got it charged up. Let me show you the gauge. It's right in the middle. It could probably use a little more, but I'm a little hesitant right now until I see what happens. It's rather pleasant in here. I'm glad I got it fixed. So now all I have to do is get the other two check engine lights off. Got the evap system and the gas cap door. It's always something, but at the end of the day, we got the air conditioner to work. Had to put a new thingy on it. What do you call it? Compressor. But now I can take the old one back, get my core back. That was $50. But that being said, air conditioning's working, so that's nice. So I guess we'll just run it for a little while, see what happens, and we'll check it in a day or two, and hopefully there's no more leaks. There's no leaks. I put all new gaskets on, and she's good. But if I still have a little bit of problems, I may have to take it somewhere, get it vacuumed down, which I probably should have, and then get it refilled. So we'll just go with it from there. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all later.